What's up, everybody? It's your boy King Hussle. Yes, this is the best money channel on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. So whenever I drop new sauce, new lessons, new methods, and giveaways, you will be the first one to be notified. You'll be the first one to know what's going on. And hey, you might be the first one to win something for free. Yes, free. Free. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell on all the YouTube channels because y'all know I got like 50 of them, right? So make sure y'all subscribe and hit the notification bell on all the YouTube channels. This one right here. Milwaukee made King Hussle, King Hussle, King Hussle X1M, no rags, just riches, King Hussle crazy reactions, the Hussle family, turn motivation into means, dog pounding side pups, goosebumps horror stories, sleeping with the rain, and King Hussle 2.0. Also, make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. All you gotta do is click the title on every video. Once you hit the title on every video, at the bottom in the description, all my social media links will pop up. I got a lot of fake King Hussle pages out there. So please get a FaceTime verification call or video to make sure you see this face. Make sure you are doing legit business and you getting what you paid for, right? And before we get anything started, this is all educational purposes only. Not telling anybody to do anything. So let's get this thing started. What it do, my real King Hussle fans, my real Hussle Nation Empire family members, my real OG King Hussle supporters that's been subscribed to this channel for the past 5 years. We back at it again with the gems. We back at it again with the sauce. I'm back at it again with the information that's going to turn everybody into a boss. So you're tired of being a zero? You ready to be your family hero? Take a seat, listen up, let's get to it, all right? Because a lot been going on in this past 4 to 5 years. A lot of things been happening. A lot of money been made. A lot of new ways to make money. A lot of new avenues have opened up for a lot of people to start becoming successful and rich. So this is what this channel is going to be about. We're going to be talking about all the new methods that you can legally do, all the scams and fraud and credit and all that good stuff like that. This is the money channel. This is the OG money channel. And I'm just going to be talking about everything on this channel, right? So without further ado, let's get into it. So in today's video, we were talking about check fraud, right? Check fraud is almost at an all-time high right now. A lot of people are doing check fraud. A lot of people are creating new avenues when it comes to check scams and check fraud. Now, like I said, this is all educational purposes only, not telling anybody to do anything. This is just for people to be aware of what's going on out there, so you won't get tricked or get scammed, or you won't have your bank account have fake checks be deposited into it. All right, so this is just for people to be more smart, be more aware, and to understand what's really going on out there in the world, because there's a lot of scams, a lot of fraud going on, and check fraud is one of the most popular frauds or scams that's going on right now. Right, scammers are making close to $100,000 a week with these checks, and it's getting very deadly with this check fraud. So let's just talk about it, and let's just really dive into what's really going on, right? So check fraud, first of all, when it comes to anything legal, you can do it illegal, and people are finding loopholes in any and everything on how they can get over or get some type of money or get some type of funds and not have to pay it back, right? Nobody wants to work hard. Nobody wants to put any type of time or effort towards anything. Everybody just wants fast money and spend it fast and be right back in the same position, right? So check fraud is at an all-time high. You got people that are figuring out that you can buy blank checks. You got people who are figuring out that you can buy certain information on the dark web. You got people who are figuring out that if they buy this tool and put it here or there, that they can get certain information. You got people figuring out so many different ways when it comes to frauds and scams. So with the check fraud, you got people that are on the dark web selling information, looking for information, because at the end of the day, we got to start being more aware and more smart. All these banks, all these places where we're using our credit and debit cards, they have our, like when we call and make a payment or whatever, they have our information. So everybody who's controlling it is human. Everybody is human. You never know what's going through somebody's brain. You never know what's going on in somebody's life. And if something presents itself to that person, because they are in a position where they can get certain information. You never know what the next person would do. And that's just the honest to God truth. That's why it's so many different things going on, because the average American is not rich. The average American wants a come up. The average American wants to find some quick, fast way to make $100 million, all type of funds of money. So you got people who are working in banks, working in certain different institutes. You got people who are working in $1 million companies, $1 billion companies that are handling and around this type of information on a daily basis. And who's to say that person in that multi-million dollar business doesn't know about the dark web? Who's to say that person in that multi-million dollar business doesn't know somebody who can utilize this information, right? So it really gets deep when it comes to frauds and scams, and a lot of people don't understand. So people are robbing mail carriers, even breaking into the mailboxes to steal all the mail out of there just to find checks. Because a lot of people are lazy. Now, I'm not saying doing any of this is in any type of shape or form right, but people are breaking into the mailboxes and robbing the mail carriers to get checks because the checks are already filled out. The checks already have account routing information at the bottom, so all they gotta do is wash the check. People have literally come up and figured out ways to wash checks using all type of different solutions and different methods to wash this check, to be able to write new numbers or add a 0 or add a 1 to the number that's on there and get funds. That's one way people are doing these checks. Then you got people who utilizes the dark web. And there's a lot of places on the dark web. There's a lot of sites, there's a lot of vendors, there's a lot of forums, there's a lot of places on the dark web that sell information. A lot of people are going on the dark web and finding these places and buying that information. And once they buy that information, they're creating their own checks, because you can literally, it's not illegal to buy blank checks. You can go on Google, type in blank checks, and you can order your own blank checks. Because at the end of the day, people run their own businesses. People have employees. So if you're paying this employee and you're writing a check out of the business account, you already got the blank checks. You got people who are breaking into houses and stealing older people's checkbooks and purses and things like that. Then you got people who are working in these banks who are either selling this information to people on the dark web or selling it to people who they know who are utilizing this information. Because they're in their mind frame and the way they're thinking is, who's going to know that this information came from me? How are they going to know that I'm the one who sold this information? It's hard to really say where this information comes from, because there's a lot going on in the world. You got hackers that's hacking into databases. You got so much going on, right? So people are figuring out ways to get checks, figuring out ways to, deposit these checks into accounts. So that's where it comes into people who are on social media saying, if you bank with this bank, that bank, this bank, hit me up, I got to play on the floor, blah, 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 blah. Or they finding people who got debit cards and they ask you if you bank with this bank, that bank, that bank, blah, blah, blah. Then you got, now remember, there was something called the Chase Bank glitch that everybody was trying to deposit, or everybody was literally depositing fake checks into their account. And once Chase Bank fixed the issue, all those people owed money. It's the exact same thing with check fraud and card cracking. Because what people are starting to do is they're saying, okay, we're gonna bust this play, we're gonna do this play. I don't even, people are becoming so slick that you got them MSRs that you could clone cards. So people are saying, okay, we're gonna bust this play. I need to clone your card, so blah blah blah, coming up with some type of scheme or whatever. So when the check hits, they already basically got the card already, so they can start pulling off money without having to actually have the actual card from that person who account they're using, right? And then you got your people who are making their own checks, who are, finding information or buying information. But you got people who are literally getting the same checks with the same amount, with the same account route number, and trying to go to different banks and cash them, which is the silliest thing that anybody could ever do. It's already bad enough you trying to cash bad checks, but to go to different banks and try to cash the exact same check, the same amount, same account route, everything is the exact same. It's crazy. You can literally go on YouTube right now, and there's so many different cop cam videos of fraudsters and scammers trying to cash fake checks. And what they do is, they're not going to go into the bank themselves. They're going to find somebody going there with them, for them. And what they're doing is, they're finding homeless people. They're finding people in need of money. They're finding people bums. They're finding just random people to go in there. Because at the end of the day, that person doesn't even know them. So they can't even give information on the person that came and brought them. You got people who are, it's getting crazy. You got people who are creating checks, fake EDD checks, fake payroll checks, fake unemployment checks, fake job checks. And the checks are, people got to understand, people are cashing checks and depositing checks on a daily basis. You see the same people, you see the same names on a daily basis. Some people are not even doing their research to say, okay, this government check is not going to come like this, or it's not going to say this on it. This business check is not going to come like this, or it's not going to say that on it. You got people who say, oh, this check came in the mail for unemployment. They say, have you ever had a job? They're like, no. So why are you getting unemployment? It just came. Like, they don't even be thinking that whole scheme, the whole plan, the whole plot out. Like, you can literally go on Google right now and type in check fraud, cop cam check fraud, any of those type of, variations, and it'll pop up. People are, and then it'd be large amounts too, like $20,000-$30,000, like ridiculous amounts. Why are so many people doing this? Because the banks, sometimes banks, depending on the account, depending on what's going on, sometimes the check will clear instantly. If you're a loyal customer with that bank and you've been banking with them for X amount of time, the check might clear instantly. You have a new account, it might take 2 business days, 3 business days for the full amount of the check to clear. But most banks, once you deposit a check, a certain amount has to be clear immediately for funds, release of funds. And then it starts the process, and then more funds will be approved. People are starting to learn these things. Like, it's crazy how people will learn how to do this type of thing when you can learn how to do other things that will benefit you way more than this. You got a lot of people out there that are green for money. You got a lot of people out there that mind frame and way of thinking isn't just there. Like, why would you want to put yourself in harm's way? Like, you got to think about it. Robbing a mail carrier or robbing the mailbox, like, that's silly. Keep trying to deposit the same check into different banks, that's silly. And then the banks are actually red flagging people, and y'all don't even know it. Like, they giving other banks heads up, like, hey, this person with this on is coming in from this bank with this name on it. So when y'all do come and they do hit the silent alarm for the police and y'all don't know nothing, and y'all go into y'all just see the police walking in, y'all be sick. Not saying y'all, but people be sick. You can see their faces on the cop cam videos. It's all on YouTube. Like, I'm gonna start doing some reaction videos on that. But a lot of scammers are getting away with it too at the same time. A lot of them, because a lot of fraudsters and a lot of scammers that understand the system. And once you understand the system, you understand that, okay, this bank only clears this amount, so we're only gonna make a check for this amount. Or we go to this liquor store, they're gonna cash this check for me because they know me. Or this bank will clear this amount. Like, they're starting to do their research, so it's starting to become easier for them to cash certain checks in different amounts at different banks. Certain amounts they gotta call and verify, and they know that. So the number they're calling to verify might be the cell phone in their pocket. It's a guy named Matt Cox who was tried to cash a $27,000 or $30,000 check, and the bank called to verify the check, and the number that they called was the number of his cell phone that was in his pocket. So while the lady's in the back calling to verify, he's in the front on the phone, verifying the check, a payroll check. It's a lot of different situations that's going on out here when it comes to check fraud. It's a lot of different ways people are coming up with schemes and ways to make money off check fraud. You got people who are just selling the checks. You got people who are actually walking into the banks trying to cash the checks. You got people who are doing different things and figuring out different ways to make profits and proceeds off check fraud. So what can we do? How can you stay safe? How can you keep your checks or keep your account safe, right? Well, one, stop mailing checks. Stop making payments with checks. I don't know anybody who still gets checks. Now, some people might still get checks if they work at a fast food restaurant or things like that. Yes, there are people who still get checks. Because a lot of people like the feeling of having cash in their hands. So they got a bank account, but they want to go cash their check, have cash in their hand, and go put an X amount in the account. Like, all of it could be direct deposited into their bank account. So there are people who still get checks. Stop getting checks. Never have a check mailed. Never mail a check. Always if you do, always be cautious. Like, if I was to mail a check, I wouldn't mail a check through the mailbox. I will literally mail it like next day. Like, they gotta put this in a little box. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going into the mailbox. Because there are certain places that only accept checks and money orders. So I get that. Be cautious of your information around people. Don't leave if you do have checks, don't leave your checks out willy-nilly. And just understand that as long as there's a will, there's a way. And people are going to figure out and find any and every way to become successful in any and everything when it deals with money. So for all my people out there that see the people, you thirsty and you green for money, seeing people with you got this bank, that bank, you want to be smart, beware of what's going on. Because everything I just explained is going to happen. You might get a couple of dollars, for sure. But what's coming with that couple of dollars? A closed bank account. They might red flag you. You might not be able to open up a bank account with no other bank. You need a bank account for almost everything out here in the world, just like credit. If you don't got a bank account, you can't have certain payments come out and make payments every month. You need a bank account. Every American needs a bank account. So stay smart, stay aware, stay cautious when it comes to this check fraud, because scammers are really making $100,000 a week, $500,000 a month. And when I say 100,000, 400,000, you got fraudsters and scammers that are actually treating this as an enterprise, hiring people to do certain things so they can make more money. So it's very possible for a scammer or fraudster to make $500,000 a month, $100,000 a week with it, because they got a team of people doing it and helping them out. So beware, be cautious, stay woke, understand what's going on out there. Don't mail no checks, none of that what I just said. Don't mail no checks. Don't keep your checks out in the open, none of that. Get direct deposit, and just stay safe and aware, man. Shout out to all my real King Hussle fans, supporters, and subscribers out there, because without y'all, there would be no me. You'll motivate me keep going, you'll motivate me keep dropping the sauce, and you'll motivate me keep y'all entertained. So, shout out to all of y'all, all my OG subscribers out there. It's been 4 to 5 years since I've been dropping on this channel, so I'm back at it again with the gems. I'm back at it again with the sauce. I'm back to help everybody become a boss. All right, so make sure y'all go subscribe to the Telegram, New Age Credit Repair, or the Matrix Code. You need any type of methods, you need type of loads, Cash App, Bitcoin. You want to learn how to do it. You want to learn how to make $1,000 on a daily basis. You want to really learn how to invest. You want to learn how to get rich. You want to learn how to make your first $100,000. Get y'all less than 600 Cash App or Bitcoin payment. Once the 600 is on your Cash App or Bitcoin balance, send me the screenshot. Let me know your payment ready. We'll go from there. No screenshot, no reply, and or you will be blocked. All right, so follow instructions, and I promise you I'm going to help you get paid as fast as possible. Still looking for people for the production company. Still looking for rappers, singers, models, producers, cameraman, or room for the production company. So you got talent, you got a portfolio. Let me see what you got. Let's work. We're going to go from there. We're going to do a lot of skits, vlogs, movies, music videos, traveling, networking, making money. You name it. All right, so anybody that's ready to work, join the production company. I'm signing content creators too, right? So make sure y'all tap in. Make sure y'all hit me up. Let me see what you got. We're going to go from there. Make sure y'all follow the music channel, King Hussle X1M. Make sure you follow my IG, King Hussle X1M. Make sure you follow my main YouTube channel, King Hussle. Make sure you follow my second blog channel, No Rags, Just Riches. Make sure you follow my second vlog channel, King Hussle 2.0. Make sure you follow my horror story channel, Goosebumps Horror Stories. Make sure you follow my rain channel, Sleeping with the Rain. Hey, hard work pays off. If you ain't working hard, you ain't got no grind, you ain't gonna never have time to do nothing. So make sure y'all tapping in all the YouTube channels. Make sure y'all subscribe, hit the notification bell. Make sure y'all like, comment, bring them views up. And just stay safe, stay blessed, man. It's your boy King Hussle. We back dropping gems. We back dropping sauce. I'm back here to help everybody turn to a boss. And y'all know how to get down in these videos. I'll see you at the next. Peace.